What is going on, guys? FMU here. Welcome back to another episode of the A.F.C. Hinckley save, and we've got loads to go through today, absolute loads. I've got a little list of goals that I want to show you from the highlights. We've had some transfers coming in, some transfers going out. We've had a mainstay at the club for all the years we've been here leave in recent weeks to take up a new journey, so to speak, in football. And you know, there's just been a lot that's happened in a short space of time. So let's get straight into it, and I will update you on everything that I possibly can. Well, when I say everything, as much as is humanly possible, really. Okay, guys, so if I remember correctly, our last outing was the Barnsley game. I could be wrong there, but for some reason I'm convincing myself Barnsley, because I remember we lost those, and I remember saying at the end, out of the past 5 we've lost 3-1-2, so I'm pretty sure it was that one, but apologies if I'm wrong. But I've just tried to go onto the internet to have a look, and YouTube has been incredibly stupid today. So my apologies there. So we'll pick it up after there. We drew 2 apiece with Leyton Orient in the FA Cup at home. That was the first round, and it was disappointing because, you know, they took the lead through Ivan Toney, and then we went 2-1 up, and then they equalised right at the death with this absolutely ridiculous goal. And I've just realised I need to put it onto the 3D. Bear with me. Ooh. Okay, so if you have a look here, look, Hepburn Murphy, watch how ridiculous this is. Is it this one? Yeah, look at that. Straight over the keeper and into the net. Absolutely terrible. Wally was awful in goal. Very disappointing indeed, to say the least. We followed that up with a 2-1 win over Sheffield Wednesday, and I've got an absolute perler of a goal to show you from young teenage midfielder Jamie Davis. He absolutely poleaxes this. He's been great. He's not been able to hold a place down yet, but he has been sensational for us when he's played. He's scored a couple of goals now, and this goal you're about to see shows that the kid's got a bit of pedigree. He's got a bit of class, bit of technique in his locker, you know, under his belt. Watch this in a minute. Watch this. Looks up, moves, curls it, bang, have it. Long range goal from Davies. Absolutely superb finish. Really pleased with that. That is the first of our goals that I wanted to show you that's chalked off my little list in front of me. But a 2-1 win over Sheffield Wednesday. Fantastic result. Really pleased. Then we come up against Leyton Orient in the second, that's not second leg, in the replay, sorry, of the first round of the FA Cup, which we won by 4-2. And there is actually a goal in this one I want to show you, and it is Sam Hart's team goal. It's not like a spectacular long range super effort, but it's a bit of a really nice jinking move from the team, like first time touches, setting up Hart into a fantastic position to give us the lead. Look at this here. Tock to Chambers, then Chambers dinks it into Tock. First time pass, first time shot. Just beautiful how it was jinked and boomed into the net by Sam Hart. And you may notice there, I've done the away match engine kit as well now. So we have the kit in the away and home in the 3D match engine, which is pretty sweet. I don't know where you can, I think it might be FM Base or Sort It Out SR, where you can download the templates for the 3D match engine kits. I could be wrong, it's been that long. I downloaded them years ago, and I just keep using them repetitively for each time I do it. I don't very often do the 3D kits, so there you go. Next up, we've got Brighton, a 1-1 draw. And again, we just seem to be going through a period of really decent goals. So I'm going to show you Glenford Markman's goal here at Brighton. A fantastic goal. Shame we didn't pick up the win, to be fair. We did dominate the game possession-wise and shots-wise. We were very domineering over them, but just couldn't get that all-important winner. And I've started to look at that. Look at that. Let's just have another look at that. Watch this. He picked up a knot, but watch this. Ping straight into the top corner. Absolutely sensational tackles from our boy Markman. And now I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to step away from the highlights for a minute, and we're going to go to the transfer market information. Some big moves going on, guys. Big moves. Let's look at the outgoings first. Bass has been released. He's gone to Carlisle. He's not playing for them at the moment, but he's gone. And Jeff Wilson, he's left, and he's gone to Lincoln in League 2, and he's getting some appearances for them. He has been joined at Lincoln this past transfer window by another mainstay. Oh, their manager's left now. I know he was involved with some job. Who was it? Who wanted him? I know he'd been offered a job. I can't remember who it was. Barnsley, that's it. Who we've just beaten in the league, funnily enough. Or did we draw? No, I'm sure we beat them. We'll find out in a minute. But he's been joined at Lincoln. This was before their manager went, because it was just at the end of the transfer window, by none other than Jake Wally. He's played 1, conceded 2 already. So he's got in the team straight off the bat. And unfortunately for us, he just wasn't getting in there. Very whingy and whiny when we gave him the chance. He didn't do enough. So Lincoln came in and asked if they could have him. Basically, they were like, we'll offer you £0, 0 pence for him, and a little dinky bit of a sell-on clause if he ever gets sold for decent money. So he's joined Jeff Wilson at Lincoln. This was after Wilson was released, of course. We have allowed Mike Bennett to go to Quorn on loan to get some experience. He's doing quite well down there. He's had 11 appearances under his belt so far. Rob Cole I've loaned out to get him some first team football, and he's having a very, very good time of things at down at Harrogate. I'm getting a lot of reports back on him, and they're all glowing reports. What we feared has happened. Colin St Rose was on absolute fire for us, and I mean fire. He ended up with 6 goals in the league, 7 goals altogether, and then Bournemouth, who are bottom of the Premier League at the moment, managed by, all the moves off the bottom, managed by Lee Clark, Mr. Charismatic Charisma King himself in the interviews, Lee Clark. And so St Rose is gone. That's 1.4, but it does rise after appearances, sell-on clauses, blah blah, to about 2.2, 2.3 million. Literally, he left for 1.4 million. We did the deal just before the transfer window came in. Literally, he went, the money came in, and the board went, we're upgrading the training facilities. So I didn't get any distance with the money. I thought, I can't really spend anything because £1.8 million has been pummeled into the training facilities. This one surprised me. Ben Lewis has gone to Burnley. He wasn't getting in our team. He's gone up to the Championship and he's playing in their team. Great player, signed him from Telford. Made a bit of a profit on him. Nothing major, but he's doing all right up at Burnley. They seem to quite like him up there. Aidan Brown was released and subsequently snapped straight up by Colville, who are now one of my feeder clubs. He just wasn't getting in the team. I felt bad for him, and I thought if I release him, he's going to be one of these players that will go down and come back up again. So I didn't feel quite so bad about doing that. But yeah, he's at Colville. Now, prepare yourselves for this. Some of you may have seen the tweet that I put out. So prepare yourself for this. Colville have a new manager. And it's Baz. Baz has left us. He's gone off on his own, guys. He's been with us since the very beginning. Well, nearly the very beginning. He's been, well, no, actually, I think I did pick him up, didn't I? Straight away, if I remember rightly. Yeah, he's been with us from the first season as a player to the 18-19 season. Then staff-wise, he's been with us up until now. So from the very first season up until this season, he's been at the club. They came in for him, and I could have tried to stand in his way, but I thought, no, the guy deserves his chance. So he's gone down there, and I've gone to the board. I want another feeder club. They were like, you've been here a while, would you like to choose? So I thought, why not go down to Colville and see if they fancy being a part of it. Went down there and offered them the opportunity, and they were like, yeah, cool, no problem. Straight away they came in and snapped up a couple of players off us. He signed Brown on a free. They've already got Coyd on loan. They've now taken Mackie and Keith Fryatt, who the board accepted a £2.5 million bid from Ipswich Town, who are a Premier League team, and I panicked. I thought, shit, I don't want to lose him. He's not even got in the team properly yet. So I came out and I thought, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer him a new deal. Offered him a new deal. He accepted our deal, which was only £100 a week, which I was gobsmacked at. But it was a developmental deal more than whatever they offered. But he seemed to have his head screwed on. He was like, I don't want to go and sit in the Premier League reserves. He had just been put in the first team because Markman picked up a knock. So he was sort of being involved. He just scored for us, and then he signed the deal. And then Quinn came in, offered to take him on loan, and I said to him, I'd like to go down there alone. He was like, yeah, cool, boss, no problem. So he seems to have his head screwed on, which is decent. Rare in this game, to be fair. But yeah, so he's gone out on loan to Colville, along with Titus Mackie. He's also gone down there on loan, the young right back, and that is because, and we'll get to it in a minute, but Chambers has really won me back over again. I'm not going to lie to you there. Jason Bowles has gone out on loan to FC United of Manchester. Mixed reports in the opening couple of games, but he seems to be settling in quite well now. And like I said last time, Jake Wally has moved to Lincoln on a free. As far as the incomings are going, Mersham, we signed Lord from them. Oscar Lord made one substitute appearance, sort of trying to let him do a bit of training, get prepared and get mentally ready, and then we'll start sort of introducing him slowly. Rory Turner from Salford, just a young defender. He's playing at the under-21 level at the moment because he played for Bradford PA, I want to say. Yep, Bradford PA, and then Salford, both in the same season, so he can't play for us yet, and we can't loan him out, but he's in the under-21s, so he's getting that experience of being around the club, getting used to the training, getting used to the players, the staff, the system, and all that sort of stuff, ready to come in. The next one, Tom Tansley, 44k from Histon, right? And my coaches were like, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I brought him in and he scored on his debut, and I will show you that shortly. That is one of the goals that I want to show you in a moment. I've got two more goals that I really want to show you coming up, and his is one of them. Just a nice debut goal, nothing spectacular, but I just thought it would be nice to give him the the kudos he deserves. Former Nottingham Forest trainee, had a good few seasons in the Southern Premier and in the Northern Vanarama division, and we've picked him up and he's got 2 goals since coming to us, so pleased with that. Ryan Strain, we've taken him from Colville, former Aston Villa youngster, made a couple of substitute appearances for us, but he's going to be a bit of a beast, I think, coming forwards. And great for, I mean, look at that there, his second season at Colville in the Northern Premier, 10 goals in the league. Got 6 goals this season, 7 assists, and he's looked decent when we brought him on the pitch so far. Next up, really chuffed to pieces with this, Ben Marshall. I love this guy on FM. I think he's great in real life, really good player. He's come in on a free. We've had to offer him those wages, but I think after a few appearances that does fly up, so we're going to, it's a bit of a gamble, but he's only 31. He was released by West Ham mutual termination, and I picked him up pretty soon afterwards. I just went straight in there, was doing one of my searches. Sometimes I'll just randomly go in and think I'll search for, you know, players that have been released or out of contract, and he was at the top of the list, and I thought, well, he won't join, but I'll offer him a deal. But funnily enough, he did. He kind of, after a bit of and ahhing, he accepted the deal, and he's through the door, he's part of the team. Jake Bunn has been brought in to replace Jake Wally. Jake for Jake. He's coming from Rainworth MW. I think that's Rainworth Mo. Is it? I can never remember. Oh, I can't remember what they're called. But he's come in from Rainworth, and they're a very good conference side. They're top of the league at the moment, as you can see, fighting out of our boy Quinny down at Colville. They're top of the league. This guy here, I've signed him before. He was a very good player for me in an offline game as Bolton. He's very decent indeed. But yeah, so we've brought Bunn in. He's a former Arsenal trainee, much like Jenko, and he's had 2 very decent seasons in goal. So we'll see how he progresses, but a good backup, and he will be involved from time to time. Hopefully he doesn't start whinging and whining too soon. And then lastly, Jason Wilson from Brackley, 22-year-old defender. Decent-ish. Bit of a risk, this one, but it didn't cost us anything. So I've decided to go with it. Started off as a trainee at Fleetwood, and then was snapped off them by Birmingham City. Made 1 appearance in the Championship, and has had a decent career in the Varnarama South and North with Brackley. So we've given him a chance to come up here, show us what he can do. He's not in the team at the moment, but you know, we're putting him through his paces, and we'll see how he does. And on another note, I've been bringing players in on trial just to sort of test them out, and Tyrell Ross has come in on trial. This guy is a former Shrewsbury player, so he knows this kind of level set up quite well. Had a very decent loan spell at Tamworth last season, so we're just going to have a look at him and see how he does. So oh, wrong thing. Back to the fixtures. So last time out we had a look at the Brighton where has it gone? Brighton game. Up next was the local derby against Leicester, which was an absolute slobber knocker of a game. Page got himself sent off. You know, it was a right back and forth. We managed to come out on top thanks to Nathan Howe's 91st minute winner. We were 3-2 down with 5 minutes plus injury time to go, and managed to swing it round. Leicester, Nigel Atkins, Leicester, very unlucky. They played brilliantly well. They were really good, but we managed to pull out on top. We then lost 2-1 to Swindon in the FA Cup. Colin St Rose with a goal there. You'll notice now this is where St Rose really kicked in. He scored against Leicester. He scored against Swindon. He scored in the 2-1 win against Stevenage. We then drew 1 apiece with Gillingham before we went up against Fleetwood, winning 4-2. Excuse me. But yeah, at that point, you know, St Rose had been on fine form goal-wise. Started to drop off as it got towards the January move that was coming up for him. We went away to Gillingham. Like I say, drew 1 apiece. Literally a week or 2 after playing them first time. Then we came up against Pompey, and Fryatt scored. This was while he was under approach from Ipswich, so he scored. And we've got this little goal here from this guy, Tansley, the guy from Histon. This was his debut. He came in off the bench, and you know, really pleased for me, because it was kind of an up yours to some of my coaching staff who were like, don't sign him, he's not good enough, don't do it. And I brought him in, brought him off the bench, and boom, straight off the bat, look at this, 1 touch, pow, bottom corner, no messing around, debut goal. Must have been delighted. Could imagine the Histon fans, you know, with the you know, the soccer score updates on their phone, looking through their apps and stuff and seeing that he scored on his debut and telling each other. You can really kind of imagine that going on, the pride that they'd have felt because he's gone to the Football League and scored on his debut. I would have felt that anyway if I was a Histon fan and I'd seen it. We then absolutely slapped the senses out of... Oh no, I've jumped way far ahead there. My apologies. It's because we played Pompey there. Look, we played Gillingham Fleetwood, Gillingham Pompey, Preston Pompey. Really bizarre kind of fixture run. We won 2-1 away at Preston, thanks to Abdelucan and Ellis. A 0-0 draw at home to Pompey, which was disappointing to be fair. Then we absolutely spanked Wickham by 5-1. Martman with a couple, Tansley with his second, Tock with a goal, and Adelakan with another one. And then no coincidence at all that Swindell came back and scored straight away. Thank God. It was a last seconds of the game equaliser against Rochdale. And then Barnet we drew 2-2 with, 2 goals from Glenford Martman. And then last time out we slapped Barnsley about a bit, but ended up with 8 men because picked up injuries and we'd had to use the substitutions because of other situations. So Page got sent off, then Martman got injured and Hawkridge got injured, and we had to finish with 8 men. We managed to get over the line. We were 4-1 up and it ended up 4-3. We just scraped over the line. But I want to show you, I mean, look at Swindell. He got himself a hat-trick. Was it his first goal? Was his first goal the header? Let me just have a quick look. I wasn't planning to show Swindell's goals. I want to show you Dalton Page's goal because it is an absolute beaut of a technique. Was it this one? I don't think it was. Oh yeah, look. Bit of a disaster, and then there he is just to tap it home. But that wasn't the one. I think it was actually the Rochdale. Oh, it was the Rochdale. No, stop it. The Rochdale goal that was the header. Oh, just gonna have to leave that, go back into it this way. It does my head in sometimes when it won't do what you want it to do. Pain in the ass. But let's have a look at Dalton Page's goal. Watch this, guys. Hart Davis volley from Page. I don't know if you can really see that there. Let's just take it back. Let's just take it back. Oh, and slow it right down. Hart, Davis header, Page on the volley. Absolutely superb stuff. And that was his 9th goal of the season. His 9th of the season. How crazy is that? I'm really, really pleased that he's gone out there and he's got 9 goals for us this season. Absolutely superb. So next up, we've got ourselves a little game against Crawley, and it's quite a significant one because it's the top 2. We're 4 points ahead of Crawley at the moment in the league, and this game is a big game for us, to be fair. We have been in very decent form, but we've started showing similar signs to what we showed last season in terms of stuttering, you know, and struggling to keep our momentum going. I have tried desperately to bring players in, but a lot of them are refusing because of this, you know, because of the low reputation of the club. We're basically a League One side with the reputation of a Northern Premier Division side at the moment. It has upped a little bit to national, but you know, the players from above don't want to come down, with the exception of a couple like Ben Marshall and people like that. Wow, look at that remaining budget, 1.7 million. But we've only got one. You know, we've only got 3.3 in the bank. So spend that, and that's halved, and we're in a bit of a place. But I'm going to use it to. In fact, let's see right now if the board will allow us to do something with our youth coaching, increase the level. They'll say no, and then I will say leaving us behind the rivals. and they have to consider. I go through this every time with Gary Keysor. It's like, can I have this? He's like, no. And then I go, yeah, but our rivals will go ahead of us. And then he goes, okay. You know, he's pretty cool like that. You know, he will listen to you. £2 million is going into our youth setup now. Wow. When he invests, he invests. You know what I mean? He doesn't mess around at all. So that's that. We're going to start our improvements to the youth facilities. We're working on the training facilities. So we're starting to build up that coaching ethos now, where we're putting a lot of money into youth development, coaching development. Hopefully we're currently level 3 academy or youth team set up, however you want to look at it. I'd like to get to level 2. I'd like to get to a category 2, because that puts you in with the big boys and that gives you the opportunity to bring the big boys in. That's my aim. Hopefully, if we can stay on course and, you know, nip promotion this season, which would be amazing, an amazing achievement. But if we could do that and get into the championship, that would really help us out. I'm going to allow him to stay out on loan, probably for the remainder of the season at Harrogate, unless, you know, we do get a lot of big time injuries. Then I may have to look at bringing him back, and maybe another one back. But until then, he can stay down at Harrogate. Wow, guys, I just checked it. We're at 26 minutes already. I apologise. I'm absolutely babbled on for so long now. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer one. I was considering giving you the COV game as well. But for your sakes, your boredom sakes of me rambling on, we won't do that. No, I don't want to. Reject all loan offers. I don't want to loan him out. He's my first choice left back at the moment, especially now Hawkridge has picked up a knock, because I've been playing Hawkridge at left back. But, you know, that's not working out. On a side note, we have changed formation. I've gone to my Hinckley 4-2-4 tactic. I'll quickly show you, and it will have to be quick. Control, fluid, team instructions are there for you to see. You can pause the video now, have a look at those, get those down. And you know, we've got a false 9, defensive forward, a rudimental, advanced playmaker, ball winning midfielder, 2 full-backs, central defenders, and a winger. So you can just pause it and look at that. You don't need to worry about anything else. The basics are all there for you to see. But the reason I've done this is because we've needed to fit both strikers in. But today, Glenford Markman is out injured, so it gives us the opportunity to go back to the controllertron. I'm going to basically, you're going to see a lot of me flitting between the two to keep the players, you know, happy, keep them pleased, keep them ticking over, and keep them on point as far as, you know, the first team football is concerned. Right, Wilson, get on the bench. Lord, get on the bench. As you can see, we are operating on a dinky little squad, which many of you are like, oh, just sign players, you know, people who don't understand it, but it's not that simple. It is not that simple. You can't have the number 4, you can have the number 34. No, tell you what, because you like the number 4 and you're a youth player and it's just for this season, we'll give you the number 44. Have that. Double the 4s for half the money. So we're going in here, guys, away at Crawley. Both got very similar badges. I've never noticed that before. Look how similar the badges are between Crawley and A.F.C. Hinckley. Pretty crazy. Kiefer Moore, dangerous. I mean, this entire team is dangerous because they don't mess around. I mean, they're not second in the league by accident. Oh, that's another thing. I'll show you at the end real quickly. We obviously have a new assistant manager, and it is one of our former players from right back at the very, very beginning, Lewis Spence. He's still been playing. I think he's 36, 37 now, maybe. And he's been playing up until last season. He was at Darlington last season, and he was released. And when Quinn went, I just went onto the search and had a look at people who liked Hinckley as a club, like favourite. Oh, go on! Oh, how did you not score that, Ben Marshall? That was shocking. Yeah, I went in and had a look, and he was one of them on there. Looked at his stats. His stats are very good, so I thought I'll offer him the assistant manager job. He wanted the under-18s manager job, but I was like, no, I want you to be my assistant. Go on, Davis! Go! I was offside. I kind of knew it. Deep down inside, I knew it, but I thought we'd get away with it if I just celebrated it stupidly. But yeah, I offered him the job as assistant manager, and he was like, yeah, definitely, I'd love to come back, love to do that. Wasn't expecting assistant manager, but thanks very much, boss. And that was it. He was back, and he's done a great job filling in, filling the void that was left by everybody's sweet prince, Barry Quinn. And so far, there's been no, like, strange dip in form, transition-wise, from one to the other. It's just almost been a case of he knows the club's way, he knows the Hinckley way, and he's come in and just slotted straight in as if he'd never been away. Swindell, penalty, come on, Tyler Reid, dirty boy. Who's going to take this? It's normally Dalton. Oh, it's going to be Harry D. 46 minutes on the clock, Harry Davis. No! A fine standing penalty wise for Mr. Page. I could throw my list away now. Cool, straight down the middle, no messing. That's very pleasing to see. So it's Chambers to Tock. Chambers, that's what I was going to say, wasn't I? I didn't tell you about Chambers. Go on, Ellis. Oh, he's offside. What's his name? Chambers has been absolutely phenomenal. I set his contract to release. Remember I said to you, as far as things stand, he's gone. Oh, that's terrible from Benson. Good save, Jenkinson. That is why I rate that keeper so highly. Things like that. His reflexes in one-on-ones are sensational. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Right, it's time to make some changes. We're starting to get a little bit overrun. Righty-ho. You've had a mare, so you can come on. Hark come off for, and a Laken. And Davis is doing alright. You're doing alright, but you're a bit pooped. Tock for Tansley. See how that does. But yeah, I'm really enjoying how difficult it is to get players to come to the club, because it does force me to carry on with the philosophy of youth players released, lower league players, and working with those. Go on, Tansley! Is that going to be offside? Bastard! Sorry, I swore there. That was very aggressive. But absolute barstools. It's a couple we've had disallowed now. It's very disappointing. I just realised how early I made all 3 substitutions. That's crazy. Got a bit ahead of myself there. This is going to be a very narrow 1-0 win, isn't it? If we win it. It's not going to be... we're not going to pick up any more. Well done, Davies. Well cleared. Come on. Oh, this has got equaliser written all over it, I think. Can't push them back. Hold them off, that's it. Hold them off. Well done. Get it away again, is Debo. Oh, I told you, didn't I? Equaliser written all over it. Control, overload. I was going to go for it. We're away from home. I mean, a point apiece doesn't doesn't harm us, to be fair. You know, it just keeps us at the same amount of distance from them that we were. A 1-1 draw, that's not too bad, I guess. Not too bad for the top of the table clash. There were a lot of positives out there. I don't think they were quite as good as we would have hoped. I'll say they were lucky because they were. They had 2 goals disallowed. I mean, they were both offside, to be fair, but, you know, 2 goals disallowed, bossed the position, bossed the attacking. I don't want to go down the route I went of last season, getting frustrated and, you know, saying to them, you were poor, you were poor. I want to nurture them through. Tyler Reed, I like the look of you, my friend. I like the look of you a lot. Picked him up on free from Gillingham. Superb bit of business that for them. Superb. But yeah, anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. I'm just going to quickly show you Lewis Spence's stats. He is 35 and he wants to be a manager more than anything, but I was lucky enough to get him to come here as assistant manager. But he's one that will develop, and he will probably go out and manage somebody in the near future, like Craig Gardner's done, like Barry Quinn's done. So we're not only producing players, we're producing managers as well, which is pretty cool, pretty awesome. Career stats wise, he joined us in the very first season, and he was with us for the 4 seasons up to the Southern Premier Division. Had a good couple of seasons with us, to be fair, goals wise. He then moved to Stourbridge, where he was there for quite some time, another 4 seasons. Then he went to Darlington last season, and they ended up getting relegated, and he was released subsequently, and now he's here as assistant manager. So, you know, it's all slotted into place. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I've really appreciated all the support I've had. The views have dropped right down. I don't know if it's because I am releasing the videos every day at the minute and people are not used to it and people don't have the time to watch them, so that's fine, I understand that. But if anybody wants to do anything to help me spread the word and get it going and really get the interest going, somebody said to me the other day, they were like, Paul, your videos are on par with all the big guys, but you don't get the views. Why? It's because I've been away for a while. I've not been able to put the commitment into it that I wanted to put into it, and that I always normally have put into it. But the important thing is, guys, I just want to quickly touch on this as well. I keep getting a lot of abuse at the moment in spam comments, and to be honest with you, I block it, but it's the same sort of wording every time, and I think I know who it is. It's somebody who used to do YouTube and royally peed me and somebody else off, a much bigger YouTuber than I am in the FM community, and basically shot them for taking people's videos and claiming them as their own for one. This was a while back. It's nobody who I'm involved with now. They've left, I think, the community. I've not seen them for a long time, but at the time they were quite big. And it's funny, after that I started getting a dislike on every video I put up, and started getting abusive comments, which doesn't bother me, you know, it does not bother me. But in the same token, I appreciate everybody who does comment on the videos. You're all fantastic, but for, you know, not self-preservation, but for, you know, to keep me enthused, to keep me wanting to do it, to keep me wanting to push on. You don't have to like, you know, to be fair, don't, you know, if you don't want to like the videos, don't like the videos, but just watching them and commenting on them and getting other people to watch them, you know, that's good enough for me. Likes and dislikes, as fantastic as the likes are, and they really do help us out, you know, I just want to know that people are watching it and people are enjoying it. If you don't want to hit the thumbs up, don't, but in the comments just sort of say, oh, I'm enjoying this, or, you know, I think you should do that and do the other. This is our club, guys. This club is ours, and you know, I want you to really feel as if, you know, I want you to feel gutted the day that Glenford Martman leaves. I want you to feel elated when we sign an amazing player on a free transfer. You know, I want us all to enjoy it and all go in the same direction together. So anyway, I'm babbling on like an absolute butthole. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Remember, in the comments below, don't be mean, keep it clean, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.